Hi, it's me, Dominique Moje, and today I am proud to announce that the other day I got my visa approved. It took longer than anyone in my circle thought it would take because I needed to get my degree apostilled, and I did not do that before I landed. So that's a very big reason that I'm making this video. I honestly wasn't going to update at all. I'm so tired. But so for the D-10-2 visa, which is what I now hold, it is good for 6 months. You can renew it or extend it 3 times. So for a period of 2 years, you can be here on the D-10-2 visa. That's what I have now. So for the documents, I already went over that in a previous video. But basically what was my holdup was that I did not get my degree apostilled. I don't know if that's the proper term, but I needed to get it like certified with an apostille. And I was just ripping around the streets trying to find an apostille service here, and then at the same time I was trying to figure out how I could send it back to America to get it apostilled. Turns out that there is a service here. They are called Apostille Center. They are based in Seongsu, maybe? Socheon? I already forgot because it's all a blur, and it was just literally this week that all of this occurred. But I got my degree apostille with Apostille Center. I will put their website right here. And the whole backstory. So let's just backtrack. I landed here November 18th this time, Korea time. 3 p.m. to be exact. And hold on a second. Okay, so I landed here November 18th, 3 p.m. Korea Standard Time, and it was just a whole bunch of nonsense from the very beginning. I was stranded at the airport for 6 hours because I couldn't get a taxi because I have a service dog, and in that moment I was so tired and worn out from the 17 hours of travel that I could not remember the words "I am disabled. This is a service dog" in Korean. Like right now I'm so tired I can't remember right now other than "안내견." I can't even remember the words for disabled or whatever. I walk with a cane, by the way. So that was just like the start of the sandstorm. I'm thinking of a different word, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so I tried to get my visa. I show up to the immigration office and I have my forms and I have my original degree with me, and she's like, "Oh, this has to be apostilled." I was like, "Yeah, I tried to do it online, but I couldn't do it because I don't have my ARC." She's like, "You don't need your ARC to get it apostilled." And I was like, someone lied to me. I don't remember who lied to me, but someone did tell me that you can do it here. So it wasn't a lie because you can get it done here. So for like a couple weeks, I'm just like trying to figure out how to send my degree back to America and then have it be sent back here. And I honestly wouldn't even have it today. Today is, oh, I forgot to say what today's date is. I believe it's the 2nd. Yes, today is February 2nd. We've been through 2 New Years and now I finally have my visa. So I started asking around and I emailed the California, no, not the notary, the California Apostille agency thing, because I went to school in California, so I was like, I figure I have to send it to California. Turns out I didn't have to. And they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna take like 3 weeks." And I was like, no, actually they said 3 to 10 weeks. And I was like, I don't have 3 to 10 weeks. My tourist visa is up in like, correction, it was actually going to take 3 to 10 weeks if I sent it to the U.S. Department of State, not the California notary. They were only taking like a week to do all of that. Yeah, this is editing me. My tourist visa would have expired February 16th, and at that time it was the beginning of January when I finally got it together, like started outsourcing information. So then I went to Facebook and I asked in the Black in Korea Facebook group. I did it anonymously, but I don't know how I did it anonymously, but that was me. So if anyone sees this video and you saw that question, yeah, that was me. I'm not trying to be anonymous. I don't know how I did that. I honestly don't know how Facebook works anymore. I haven't used Facebook in over a decade, like actively. Yes, 2023, 2013. Yeah, I have not used Facebook in about a decade, like actively. So, I finally get the information about Apostle Center. I email them like within the hour of getting the answer on Facebook, and they're like, yeah, just send me a scan. It costs 100,000 won, which is about $83 or something like that. I'll put the actual, I'm putting too many, I'll put the things here. I don't like editing, but I'll put the actual, today's rate of exchange of 100,000 won. So I sent it to them, and they were like, it takes 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. It took them like a week and a few days. It didn't even take them 2 weeks. And I mean like business weeks, business days. It didn't take them 2 weeks either way. And then it was ready on Monday the 30th. Today is Thursday the 2nd. Yeah. So on Monday the 30th, it was ready. I went there. I picked it up. It was funny because he didn't realize who I was, and it was just sitting like next to me. And then he said my name. He's like, Dominique. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you're Dominique. And then he hands it to me. I check it. Everything checked out. It was great. And I immediately got into a taxi. Not immediately. Like I called a taxi on Kakao Taxi. Oh, that's another thing I have to do. Talk about how to get a Kakao Taxi without having an ARC. You can still do it. You just have to pay the taxi driver directly, and the way to set it up, you have to link your new Korean phone number to Kakao, and then Kakao Taxi will allow you to get a taxi. So you can't get like a Kakao Taxi if you have a foreign number, but you can pay directly to the driver instead of putting your card into the app. But anyway, so I get it, I immediately take it, I put it in my little tote bag, and I get in a taxi like 15 minutes later because I have to wait for it to get there. And then I go straight to the immigration office. And it's funny because now it is like 12:30ish, and they go to lunch from 12 until 1. And then as soon I'm sitting there waiting for them to come back, and then the information desk opens, and I'm like, hey, I have papers I need to give to my immigration officer. I was going to say her name. I don't think she wants to be featured on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so they're like, yeah, just go to window number, blah, blah, blah. And I sit there, and she's not there yet. And it was so funny. I shocked her because she opens her like blinds, because they close the blinds when they go to lunch. And she said, whoa, 뭐야? 뭐야? And I'm like, yeah, I got papers. And she spoke English to me, and she wasn't speaking English to me with my first appointment. So I don't know what that's about. But she was very courteous this time. And I gave her the papers. She goes through them. She checks everything. She takes my fingerprints, as all countries do. I know the United States does it. She takes my fingerprints for the database. Like, yeah, if you do anything suspicious, we'll know who you are. So now I'm a registered Korean national. I don't know. Not a national. Whatever it's called. I'm not a Korean national. Not citizen. Resident. There we go. We're gonna get there, guys. So she gets my fingerprints, and then I'm like, hey, can I go? And oh, someone just messaged me. Oh, okay. So yeah, she's like, yeah, you can go. I was like, okay. And I left. I tried to catch a bus, but it turns out I had used up all of the charge that I put on my bus card, so I just got another taxi and came home. Immediately laid down because I was stressed. And then the next day I went to Seoul National University Hospital to meet with a neurologist. I established care here in Korea. And as I'm sitting there in the waiting room, I get a notification. This is literally the next day, not even 24 hours. And they're like, yeah, your visa's been approved. How anticlimactic. Like, I didn't have to wait at all. It was less than 24 hours after, because my appointment was at 9 a.m. I definitely got there before 9, and I was sitting there. It was around like 9:30 a.m. and I didn't give her those papers until after 1 p.m. So not even 24 hours, and it was approved. And now my visa expires sometime in July. So yeah, that was fun. I say she was courteous to me this time in speaking English, even though I came and I began speaking Korean. She decided to speak English with me because she actually got really mad at me because I came back twice without something that she requested for me to do. And I don't know. I don't know why she was angry, but she yelled at me and I yelled back. I am the type to yell back. And then she was nice after that. I don't think she remembers who I was. Well, she obviously did because she pulled out my papers when she saw. I don't know. I'm not saying that like I scared her, but I definitely shocked her when I yelled back. But yeah, that's anecdotal. Is that how it's pronounced? I've never said that word out loud. So I have my visa, and now I will be taking the Oasis 4 class this month, later this month. I was actually going to go to the Korea drone show in Busan, but they overlap, and I feel like the Oasis class is a bit more important, given me trying to establish my business and stuff. So I decided to go to the Oasis class instead of Busan. I also don't know what I would do with my dog. I contacted a doggy daycare, like hotel type situation, and they were like, yeah, we'll take her. But I don't know. She's my baby. She's never been without me other than when I was hospitalized. So I don't want to stress her out too much. Is that? Oh, I've been looking for this. I meant to throw this away. Anyway. This is actually my new favorite soda. Chilsung cider. Chilsung cider in American accent. I'm a Sprite queen and I prefer that to Sprite. And I'm like a Sprite queen, like, this is TMI, but I like McDonald's Sprite. It's the burn, the thrill of the kill. But anyway, so now I have my visa. That's my little update. I'm really close to the camera, like those weird edits. Sorry about that. I might cut that out. I'm not going to. I don't want to. But yeah, I have my visa. I'm really happy, and now I'm just resting for the rest of the week. Because that was so stressful. So stressful. So stressful trying to get my visa because it was supposed to be a one and done. You know? But nothing in life ever goes to plan. What do religious people say? I'm not religious, but what do religious people? Man makes plans and God laughs, and God was really laughing. God was chuckling. He was hamming it up as I struggled to get that visa. But it's okay because it all worked out. I got my visa. Expires in July. So I have to renew it or start my business and get the D8-4. I doubt I'll be able to get the D8-4 by July, but it's not a pimple. But I was seriously doubting that I'd be able to stay in Korea for now. So who knows? Maybe I will be able to establish my business and get investments or something or another. I'll be able to document it now that I'm in a better headspace. All right, so it's past 13 minutes. I don't like editing, and I'm gonna call it. So thank you. Bye.